just slightly tired. So small update on Glint. Last I did a video, I had something that Clojure put together. It's now been refactored and it's working a lot better. So what I have right now is I have the ECS. I have a couple of systems. Most notably, I have a Locomotion system that is decoupled from the input action system. So the input action system is a system that maps input, so keyboards or gamepads, things like that, into an action. So you want something to happen when this key as such is pressed. So in this case, I have, let's see if I go down a little bit here. I have W that is bound to here, so keyboard down. W that is an input of walking. And when I then press W, I get walking. The system that handles that is Locomotion 3D. So I have, let's see, here is the walking state for the robot locomotion. The animation it picks up is robot_walking. I'll get to that. Here are the different transitions. So condition jump, condition running, condition idle. So that's transitioning out of this particular state. So the default is idle. So in order to get into walking, it needs to match the condition walking. And this is the first one that hits, it transitions to. So it's a small state machine. And the input is this condition. And in this case, we want to, it takes a function that takes the world and what state the input needs to be in, or the desired state. And then it returns this. So is input action state this state? And if it is, we get back a true, and then we have not input, and then we have idle. Idle is every state from the input action is false. Then it'll transition automatically to the idle state. Input and not input is because running is left shift and W. So in order to run, it has to be both, but for walking, we want it to be a reverse. We don't want it to be left shift. So all of that is working, and then we have another thing that's new is we have an event system. The event system clears so the ECS clears all the events per frame. So this is the normalized time for the animation. So once it's hit 20% of the total time, I want to play a sound, in this case a footstep, and at 70% as well. And then pitch range is so that you get variation in the sound of the footstep. Otherwise, it'll sound the same all the time. What else is new? Coffee is now a nullable. This is quite nice because that means that I can run tests against this file. So robot.eden is the kind of data we get out from robot.glb. But with the nullable coffee and the nullable raylib, I can then write tests that tests all the logic and use this file that can then run the tests, and it will get back the same kind of data. And typically speaking, for some of the more advanced stuff that you want to do, or advanced quote unquote, but let's say that you want to place animations. So with raylib, you need to point it to the file where the animations lie. You'll get back a pointer to an array where these animations lie. And so when you, for example, load the asset, you ideally want to pre-populate all the stuff. And when you want to switch between the different animations, you need to look this up, like which, rather, I want to load this particular animation from the animations, and it's this array and this index. So by making both raylib and coffee nullable, I can have tests that tests all of this logic, and it's really helped us all with Claude, not messing things up and being able to reason about it. It can actually look at the data. And most importantly, all of this can be done without actually running against a GPU. So that's a massive win. And of course, this being Clojure means that I can do, let's see, let's change from idle to, actually I think I had that before. Let's try it out. There, yes, we have yes. So here I do have to restart. The main reason I need to restart is because this is part of the initial setup. This is not part of the game loop itself. If this was in the game loop, it would have been picked up automatically. So I do stop, and then I restart it, and now I get the yes animation. Anything else? DCS itself is a bit simplified. So you send in systems. So we have a rendering system, we have a camera system. The camera system is, it's just a static camera from the time being, but it has different interfaces, or at least the plan is. So right now this is just a static one. I plan to have a 3D camera, or like 3D person camera. Might do first person as well. It's pretty easy to implement and extend, so that part is super nice. Audio system, it's pretty basic right now, but it does handle the event system, or the events from the event system, including the pitch. Locomotion, input action, and then I have a dependency that is separate. And then we do load assets, and we have spawn entities, which was also a new thing that's living under the entity namespace, where I have tried to make it as declarative as possible. Not entirely possible at all times. I felt like this was pretty okay, but ideally, like, I would really love it if we could do something like this, asset robot animations, and then like everything would be handled. But it's not super important right now. So that's the current update. Super exciting stuff. So until next time.